Zaldrizes buzdaris gosdau.
Okay, so we just got an image that leaked from the set of House of the Dragon Season 2 that kind of confirms the presence of White Walkers making an appearance in the television series, which canonically wouldn't make any sense because that doesn't happen. The Targaryens in their civil war are very much self-contained to all of the kingdoms south of Winterfell, right? They never really go north in the story, but according to this leaked image and several other leaked images, one which may potentially be the Wall, another one which may potentially be the Night's Watch, we gotta figure out what's happening. In this video, that's what I'm gonna do. Please, if you enjoy my content, you're a big fan of my videos, or anyone here on YouTube, the best thing you could do is go ahead and pull the trigger and subscribe. Please do so if my videos provide you entertainment and an escape. Also, if you want to take it a step further, slap a like on this video. Like goal is going to be 420. Get it? Okay, so the source of where I actually got this image from is from Redanian Intelligence, but where they got it from is not mentioned in the article, which is unlike them, right? And then when you look on Twitter, the oldest post is from a few fan accounts, and they just post the image. They say it's from a makeup trailer, right, for individuals that are getting prepped to go be, like, filmed in Season 2 House of the Dragon. So, as you can see, it says Undead. It's got several images of people from different front-on, side profile, looking to the left and to the right of what the makeup would potentially look like if they were playing an Undead character. Here's the thing. The image could be fake, right? Because usually there is some sort of account that will post a longer video or something that would give more context to this image. So immediately, my first instinct was to think it was fake, but then I thought about it some more. What if these aren't necessarily undead people, right? In one of the images, it kind of looks like a character is wearing a bit of armor. You see that one on the top left there? And that made me think these are people who are not undead, but just half-dead individuals after the Battle of the Rook's Rest. This battle's going to be insane. It's definitely going to be the biggest thing we've ever seen with House of the Dragon so far, right? It may be, after the series ends, it may be one of the biggest battles of the series, right? So they have to show what happens to the small folk during this battle, because it's going to make sense later when you see some of the individuals start to turn on the Targaryens in general and do things like storm the dragon's pit, right? The small folk are always the ones that are harmed when the lords go to war, right? Especially Targaryens. So what this could be is, you know how after a battle is finished, the show will tend to do like a long zoomed out panning shot. For instance, for Game of Thrones, we saw Tyrion walking through the field of fire, the loot train that Daenerys attacked of the Lannisters, right? We saw Tyrion walking through that, and it was smoke, and everything was terrible because there was corpses everywhere. People were dead and burned. There were some people that were still alive, right? What if that's what they're doing for House of the Dragon Season 2? They're going to do a panning shot, right? And in that panning out shot, we're going to see individuals laying on the ground who are mostly dead, but they're still kind of moving, right? So maybe that's what this is a reference to, is like showing the makeup artist, hey, make the makeup look similar to these other individuals who have been confirmed to appear on screen during that panning shot. Maybe they're just sort of adding to it. Another thing it could be, and I'm using kind of a leak that was sent to me through the DMs over on Twitter. Speaking of which, please go follow me, Sir_Hunts. But this person mentioned that Sarah Snow is going to have a direwolf, and she's also going to be a warg. And they mentioned specifically that when Sarah Snow touches Veermax, she will get a sequence of visions, much like what Breanne gets when he's pushed out of the window and his abilities are unlocked, and we see all these things happening super fast, very quickly. The person specifically mentioned that in the vision, Sarah would see White Walkers as related to Veermax. Like, Sarah gets freaked out because she literally just get glimpses of what happens with Daenerys and Jon Snow north of the Wall. Like, maybe that's the case. Maybe it's something like that, right? Like, I'm not saying all the scenes are related, but maybe when Jacaerys gets to Winterfell, he decides to fly his dragon Veermax around every once in a while, because Veermax technically in canon has to sleep in Winterfell's crypts because the cold actually is said to make the dragon irritable. Like, I've been sent leaks that says that the dragon gets sent down there because it snaps at some Winterfell soldiers. So what if on one of these flight, like wing stretching adventures that Jace takes Veermax on at the time that he's at Winterfell, what if one time they go north to the Wall? If you're on a dragon, it's not hard to fly from Winterfell to Castle Black. It ain't nothing when you got wings. So what if that's the case? What if Jace does that, flies north, sees some of the Night's Watchmen coming back from the haunted forest, proceeds to go a little bit further and catches a glimpse of White Walkers, and then maybe Vermax immediately turns him around or something. I don't know, I feel like it's one of those 3 options I just mentioned. It's either completely fake, it's part of a dream slash flash sequence that a character gets when being around Vermax, or maybe Jace gets a dragon dream that shows him that, eventually there's going to be this massive battle between dragons and White Walkers, and it's going to happen here in the north, and this is what Targaryens are sort of meant to be around for. Or the last option could be Jace literally wants to stretch his dragon's wings and flies to the wall, very similar to how Alysanne did when she was waiting for Jaehaerys to show up, except for her dragon Silverwing never took her north of the wall. So maybe we'll get like a TV show version of that, and Jaehaerys can see White Walkers moving in the hidden forest, and maybe those Night's Watchmen marching in that snowy wood at the camp in Bourne Woods was part of that sequence with Jace flying just overhead, just checking things out, but then he immediately goes back to Winterfell. That would make sense as to why it was like a passing by shot, and there's not massive sets being built and multiple scenes being filmed. It was just like a one-off kind of thing. Let me know what you all think down below, which one of those reasons it could be, or if you have your own ideas of what it is. Personally, I saw a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, because this information's only been out for like a day or so, but I did see some people getting thoroughly mad and pissed off. They're like, this story isn't about White Walkers. We only have 8 episodes. Why are they wasting time adding in scenes like this? I can kind of get behind that rhetoric, but my whole thing is technically in canon, George doesn't specifically mention it, but you got to realize with the way that magic systems work in his world, ice and fire are the 2 strongest versions of that magic. And when ice overpowers and takes over, it's because fire has subsided. So literally, the whole reason why the White Walkers are doing what they're doing for several hundred years getting ready to march south is because all the dragons were taken out. The dragons are their biggest enemy. Like fire and ice, they're just mortal enemies. So of course, if there's no fire magic, there's no dragons down south, the White Walkers feel as though they can push forward and move ahead. So what if, and this is just my idea, what if for this series, the reason why they're showing the White Walkers is because technically Arax already died, most of the dragons are about to die in the next year or so, and the White Walkers can sense this, and this is when they start making movements. Like people are saying, well, obviously the White Walkers and the others and the undead weren't really doing anything because the wildlings and the free folk didn't start coming down south until around 300 AC when the first book comes out. Like when the setting of the main story begins, that's when the White Walkers start moving. But here's the thing, they're still there, right? There just may be way less of them, but they're always there. There's always going to be ice magic. You can't destroy it. You can suppress it greatly, but you can't destroy it, right? So what if, the White Walkers just start building their army, and it's just like a quick scene showing us what they're up to. Book readers like myself, and maybe you watching this video, don't necessarily need things to show us that this is still the same world, but the average show watcher does. The average show watcher is probably like, where are the White Walkers during this? Why are there no zombies? So if the showrunners or the writers, Ryan Condal, George R. Martin agree, yeah, let's put a quick White Walker scene in here to show the average show watcher that this is very much still a real threat. It's just not as imminent at this time. I don't know. I think it would be a cool idea, but like I said, I don't really know what's happening. Could be fake, could be undead people from the Battle of Rook's Rest, or could just be a quick, White Walker sequence. Alright, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please slap a like on this video. Like goal is going to be 420. And also subscribe if you're feeling so inclined. That's like the best thing you could ever do for my channel, is subscribe to me here on YouTube, or anybody you're a fan of. Also, if you want to take it a step further, consider checking out my Patreon. Over there, I am dropping exclusive content. You get to see the real version of me, unedited. I don't have to censor myself as much for that platform. Big shout out to the executive producers of this video. They are the members of my Dragonite tier over on patreon.com. Those members are the Northwest member, Breanne Johnson, Destiny Phillips, Mix Queen 420, Tyler Schnabel, and Pebbles83. So big shout out to them, and a big shout out to you. Thank you for watching this video.